What's up, everybody? This is Kamaru Usman, aka the Nigerian Nightmare, UFC welterweight world champion.
The Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Before we start, I just want to say a special shout out to my guy Lakunle over at GoldMyneTV for the collaboration and helping get this message out to everybody. Man, it's been a crazy last couple of days. Finally achieving what I've set out to achieve, and really putting Africa on the map on a whole new stage. So I'm very proud, and I'm very thankful that I was the one that I was blessed to be in that position.
That was one of the most spectacular performances I've ever seen in my entire career calling fights. A stunning performance.
I just want to answer a couple of questions for all the people out there. One of the first questions that I get asked is, when I joined the UFC, did I believe that I would ever go this far? Yes, absolutely, because one thing about me, when I choose to do something and I make that a conscious decision, I do it wholeheartedly. I put everything into it. I set very, very big major goals for myself, and I do everything in my power to make sure that I give myself a chance to be able to achieve those goals. So I joined this sport in 2012. I left wrestling and I decided that I wanted to be a professional fighter, and so I joined and I trained. I worked hard each and every day. I put everything into the sport, and finally I've reached the pinnacle of it. I've achieved what I set out to achieve. Two, out of all my battles, which one was the toughest one for me? There's two ways to look at it. One, the tough part is preparing for these competitions. It's not so much the competition in itself. I know a lot of people watch the competition and they see it and they think, oh man, this is brutal. There's a lot of blood. It's dangerous. Yes, but that night, that's just the fun part. That's just the crown, the jewel, putting the jewel on the crown. That's the end of it. That's not the training. The training and preparing for those fights, those are the worst things. Those are the battles that you have to deal with each and every day. And those are what really hurts, what really takes time away from your career, is the preparation. And the thing with me, I like to prepare for all my fights. I prepare for the worst, so when I get in there, nothing surprises me. So I would say, this last one was probably one of my toughest ones to prepare for, because I knew that this was a champion. This was the best in the world, and I needed to go dethrone the best in the world. So I needed to train better than the best in the world. So I would say this one was my toughest one yet. Another question that I get asked is, we see that, people that aren't relenting defeat, that there's just that spirit that I come into the cage with, and what I can say is just I have an unrelenting, just undefeatable spirit. It's one of those things that us Nigerians that we can relate to. Because there's a lot of situations, there's a lot of things that go on in our country that we might not be happy with, but we don't feel like we can do anything about. We can control. And so the one thing that we do is we're fighters. We always fight. Doesn't matter where we are, we always fight to survive. And that's one of the most powerful things about us Nigerians, is that we're hustlers. We find a way to get it done. If people say it can't be done, there's a Nigerian somewhere in the world that can make it happen. And so yeah, it's part of my Nigerian background. That just undying spirit is part of my Nigerian background, and it's something that I love very much, and I'm very, very proud of having.
Yeah, which side will not dare? What you will not fit do? They say I know what carry bet. I go show them say Ninja will not they ever carry last.
What did I do differently to be able to defeat my last opponent, Tyron Woodley? Nothing. I think I believed in myself. When I got into the sport, one of the biggest things was I said I wanted to be the champion. I didn't know if I was going to be the champion, but I was going to try. I was going to work hard to try to get there to become the champion. You set a major goal for yourself, but you also have to set smaller goals, benchmarks, in order to attain that major goal. And that's one thing that I do very well, is I set goals for myself each day, each practice, each month, each fight. And within those goals, I started to build that confidence, build the building blocks to letting myself know that one day I can achieve that. And you get to a certain level, and then you just believe, like, I've put in the work, I've done everything possible, I can do this. And you go out there and you execute. And so, yeah, I didn't really do anything different. I've always believed that I will be champion, but with all the little goals that I've set for myself, it really started to validate that and give me the strength to believe that, yes, I can and I will be champion.
I might not be the best striker in the world, I might not be the best pure wrestler in the world, but when it comes to mixing this up, I'm the best welterweight on the planet right now.
When I'm not fighting, who is the real Kamaru? It's crazy. One thing about me is, besides the aggressive nature and the killer instinct that I turn on when I get in the cage, I'm the same person. I like to consider myself a nice person, but I'm also a very stern person. So I can be very nice and silly, but I can also turn it off and be serious and have a conversation. So one thing about me is that I'm the same. I'm me. It's just that when it's time to go to work, I get serious and I go to work and I take care of business. But I'm the same. I love to spend time. I can also turn it off and be serious and have a conversation. So one thing about me is that I'm the same. I'm me. It's just that when it's time to go to work, I get serious and I go to work and I take care of business. But I'm the same. I love to spend time at home, spend time with my daughter, just relax. I love my family. I'm close with my parents, my brothers, my sister. I'm close with everyone. So that's one of the biggest things. I love to just spend time with them. Well, one thing that I want to say to all my people back home is you don't tell where I know they talk these things. I know they tell these people say, I go do them. I go carry Ninja flag. I go enter that cage and I go hold that flag high. I go let them know, say, no matter where we dey, even if na overseas, even if na London, even if na Stockholm, even if na America, no matter wherever you dey, Nigeria will never carry last. So I don't show them now. I don't see. My people, I don't see. Not be just even Nigeria, anywhere for Africa. You don't see an African's own. Anywhere for Africa, no matter. Nigeria will not ever carry last. And I don't see now. I don't show now. We feed doing.
You can't hide. The Nigerian Nightmare is looking for you, and I'm gonna find you. Nigeria, they say we're not feed doing. I go show them say.
Now that I've won the title, what is next for me? It's very hard to get to the point where you win the title. But the one thing that's harder than that is staying there, being a champion, holding on to that title. And the thing with me that I don't plan on doing is I don't plan on dwelling on that, holding the title and things like that. I don't plan on that. I'm going to be champion for a long time because I work like the champion. I do everything better than everyone else. And I work harder than everyone else. And I plan on remaining the champion for a long, long time. I would say me, I'm right now I'm going to take a week or two off. I'm going to rest, give my body a little break. And I'm going to be fighting again, if not July, maybe before the end of the year, but for sure I will be fighting again. And after that fight, I want to do some major things in Nigeria, major things. I know that the people are still living in horrible conditions in my village, in my city, in my state, my town. And these are some things that now I'm in a position to be able to inspire, to motivate, to help, and uplift my people. So, we will be putting some things together in my foundation. We'll be putting together a plan to be able to get out there and really help my people.
The Nigerian Nightmare is here.
The only thing I can say to my people is that one of the biggest things that we suffer from as not just Nigerians but as Africans in general is our conditions are so poor and so humble and just so difficult, to where you wake up every day and you feel like you have no hope. You feel like I have no hope for food. I have no hope for clean water, and no money, no job, nothing like that. The only thing that I can say is that God has a plan for everybody. Everybody, God has a plan for everybody. And God will never give you a situation that's too big for you. You have to just continue to work. You have to continue to pray up, continue to believe in Him, and know that your current situation is not always going to determine the rest of your life. God has a plan for everybody, and you just have to follow that plan to the best of your ability. And to my government in Nigeria, I'm begging, please. There's no reason to where a lot of these youths should be wasting the talents that we have. We are talented. Africa is talented. Nigeria especially, we are talented. We are smart individuals, very brilliant individuals, but we're also very gifted and talented. We need to have programs in place. We need to have things in place that not only is able to inspire and uplift all these kids, but it's able to help them, steer them in the right positive direction and positive light. Because everybody wants something to do. So if you give them the positive thing to do, give them these sports, you give them these clubs, these athletic things to do that can help them, it can help them. You never know where you will find the next Nigerian Nightmare. Whether it be soccer player, whether it be the next world champion boxer, whether it be the next world champion UFC fighter, whether it be the next world champion runner. You never know unless you have these programs in place to inspire, uplift, and people are willing to work hard for in order to change their lives. So government, I'm hoping, I'm praying that you guys, start working on getting some programs in place so we can really thrive as a whole, because Nigeria is one of the most beautiful country and one of the, just natural resources, one of the most beautiful countries there, and we need to uplift that country and uplift our continent as a whole.
Congratulations. Joe, before I go, one thing that I want to say, I come from humble beginnings, all the way from Auchi, Nigeria. I never dreamed that I would have a platform like this to be on this stage one day. And when this little girl came along, she lit a fire under me, Joe. She lit a fire under my ass, and I got going. And here I am, baby. Here I am. Daddy did it. When you grow up, I want you to remember this day forever, okay, baby? Daddy did it. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
It was an honor to call your fight. Thank you, sir. The welterweight champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen, Kamaru Usman.
We sure hope you enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel GoldMyneTV and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.